How's it going? So I'm Alex, and just like Joey, we're on the negative side. Real quick, I just want to touch on one of the things that's the affirmative side talks about, where it's unfair for them to be tried in the adult courts, whereas actually that's kind of the opposite of the truth, because realistically they have more rights in adult courts. Not only do they have the right to a jury, in which case the juries are typically a little bit more sympathetic to juveniles, and so they actually get off more often. But also, if they're tried as adults, because of the crowding of the prisons and everything, especially for some of the lesser crimes that they're getting tried as adults for, they kind of get pushed through and either get off completely because the judge they don't need them in the system, or they get a very light sentence according to what they probably would have in the juvenile system. And then also, what Mallory brought up here, one of her points is that they don't know the difference between right and wrong and consequences in that. According to Judy Smith-Hanna, she's a child psychologist, she says that as young as 2 years old, they understand the difference between right and wrong. And that by the time a child is between 3 to 4 years old, they recognize certain behaviors such as hitting people is wrong, even if no one's looking. So they obviously understand that there are right and wrong things, and they understand that from a very, very young age. Let me see here. And then for her second point, she said that it's also unsafe for them to be in the adult prisons. In 2003, Joey kind of actually touched on this a little bit, but in 2003, Congress unanimously passed what does that stand for? Well, it is called the it's the Prison Rape Elimination Act, which actually restricts the placement of youths in adult jails and prisons. And then as a matter of policy, the Department of Justice supports strong limitations on the confinement of adults with juveniles. So they're actually safer in the adult prisons in terms of being assaulted and stuff than they are in juvenile courts, where according to the Justice Department, just a few years ago, they actually uncovered how bad it was in the youth correctional facilities, wherein at least 1 in 8 have been sexually assaulted while in the juvenile systems. And then also to touch on their points about they don't know what's going on, there was a case where a young kid named Graham Young, he was only 14 years old, and he was poisoning his family because he had a fascination with poisons and how they affected people. Ended up killing his stepmother's mother, and when he got caught, he ended up he was sent to a maximum security hospital where he continued poisoning not only the staff but also other inmates there, killing another person. And after he got out at age 23, so after they had time to rehabilitate them, he continued poisoning coworkers this time. And they actually said that at the time he was 14 when this all started, he had the expertise of a post-grad chemistry student. So obviously he has the mental capacity to understand very, very complex things that I'm sure many of us wouldn't even be close to being able to comprehend, really. And there's also another case where Jesse Pomeroy, he was only 11, but he ended up trapping and torturing kids, stripping them naked, tying them up, poking them with pins and knives, and really just torturing the hell out of them. After he got caught, he was sent to a reform school so they could rehabilitate him. And he was supposed to be there until I believe he was 23 or 25. They ended up releasing him after 1.5 years because he was on really good behavior. 3 years after he got out, he already killed another person. So it's kind of, if the juvenile system is supposed to be able to rehabilitate these people for, really any crimes, You know, these are just a few of the cases that really show that not everyone can be rehabilitated, and they obviously have something wrong with them. So that's all I have for now.